Right, welcome to Euro Podcast, Extra Time. We did the main episode yesterday, me, Martin King and Gary Harris, but today we have, like I said, Extra Time with Gary Boatsy Clarke and Martin King. Reason we've done this is because you actually went to the match, didn't you, Gary?
Yeah, last minute, mate. Yeah, last minute decision. Got tickets on Monday night, last minute. Toying with the idea for a few days. I don't normally bother with the England games nowadays, like you know, finished years ago. But my lad likes watching England, so he keeps pushing me. And I had a chance. I smell a ticket, so I said to him, "Do you fancy it?" He was having it all straight away, like you know, bouncing about. Yeah. Then obviously I got to get some tickets. I thought I better get them for him. Then I can't lay him down now, can I? You know what I mean?
Am I right in saying that the capacity was 45,000, wasn't it?
Well, I'll tell you, I was told it was 40,000, but they looked half the state. I thought there's more than 40,000 there, so it could have been 45. Yeah. I was told from the media 40,000, but I tell you what, it looked more than half full, and the atmosphere, it was absolutely electric. I mean,
I was going to
it's
come
one of the
on.
best atmospheres at Wembley I've been to it for a long time.
Really?
Yeah, it was absolutely. You thought there was 90,000 in there, lads. Honestly, the noise was that deafening that you would have thought there was 40,000 in there. No, sorry, 90,000. You'd have thought it was capacity. I've never heard it like that.
The noise.
Yeah, the England fans have been really good, Gal, haven't they? You know what I mean? They've really got behind the team, haven't they? As you say about the atmosphere.
Yeah, it's been amazing. I mean, I've watched the group games on the TV. I watched the first game in the local pub, and then I watched the Czech game at Notts Cricket. I was in a box at the cricket, and the Outlaws won the game at 10-8. Started at 6 o'clock. These Outlaw games are supposed to last 3.5 hours. I think the players wanted to get the game over to watch the England game, so you end up watching it in a box, in a private box, 10 of them. Czech game. And then the last game, the Scotland game, I went down the road to watch it. Obviously, I got there early to get a seat because you don't book tables. And come time kick-off, I'd had about 7 pints. When you've had 6 or 7 pints, you don't really watch the game much, do you? And it ended up in a bit of a stalemate, didn't it? So it didn't take much interest. But last night, obviously, I did have a drink last night. I took my boy, and I didn't see him having one beer. I was in the ground at 4 o'clock, taking everything in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Martin, have you ever been to any England games? I can't remember if we've discussed.
Well, yeah, the first one I ever went to, showing my age now, I think it was about 1967, when we had Bulgaria. I went on my dad's works coach, and it was 0-0, 1960, before you were born, Boatsy.
No, I watched us win the World Cup. I was in my pram, mate.
I was just a twinkle in my daddy's eye back then, I think.
Yeah. No, we weren't even born, Matt. He was even born.
No.
But no, I went to get against Bulgaria, and the year, I think it was a year up, we won the World Cup, 66. We had Bulgaria, 100,000 there, standing there, mostly standing. A lot of standing at Wembley then. It's the old Wembley. And I went against England and Holland when Ruud Gullit was playing, and I think it was a 2-2 draw, 90-odd thousand there. And then I went to England, Italy, when Zola scored for Italy.
I remember.
I think I was at that.
I think three games there.
I think I was at that England-Holland game. I think we're 2-0 up, weren't we? Night game.
That's it. It was a night game. Yeah.
I went to that. Well, I was down there for that.
Yeah. I remember the thing, and against the Zola, when Zola scored, there was a lot of people around us getting the ump because Zola had scored. But we were quite pleased, really, because he was a Chelsea player and not pleased, but I'm glad to see Zola doing well. But outside, there were so many different mobs, and there was a mob of your favourite lot outside causing trouble, from Derby. A big mob of Derby County there that night, if you remember rightly.
Yeah.
So, do you remember? Yeah. They seem to have a good support. The same as Forest, they've always had a good England support. Forest, didn't they?
Yeah, we did from the early mid-80s throughout the 90s. But the Forest had a lot of players playing for England as well. So
yeah, you did,
that was another probably reason we got a good following as well at England games.
Mm.
You know,
who would have been in? Des Walker would have played. Then Tony Woodcock.
Yeah, I saw Des on Sunday. Actually, I had a bit of a chat with him at a charity match. Yeah, Des was playing. Des would have been in this. It might have been Steve Oz, Neil Webb, and Nigel Clough.
Yeah, you had a good representation in the England squad over the years, haven't they, Forest?
Yeah, we did, mate. I think we had 4 in the team in the late 80s and early 90s.
And how does your boy like the England game?
Glad Stuart Pearce as well, wouldn't you?
That's it, yeah. Does your boy enjoy the football?
Yeah. What's that, mate?
Does your son, does he enjoy the football as much as you do? Because you're very passionate, aren't you?
As soon as he could walk, he was kicking a ball about. He played football Saturday mornings. It was at Forest Ground on Sunday. Sunday champions collecting the trophy on the Forest pitch on Sunday. We weren't allowed in. COVID, only the manager was allowed in. Play Sunday team, Saturday team. He's been training tonight. In fact, he's just walked in with his mother downstairs. I can hear him. They've been training tonight. I've been a bit busy. I didn't. Yeah, honestly, he's football Wednesday night training. He's cricket training Friday night, Saturday morning football, Sunday morning football, Monday night cricket. They started rugby Sunday mornings now as well.
A proper active lad. So, So, am I right in saying that was your lad's first England game yesterday?
Second. I took him to Wembley 2 years ago against Spain in the Nations Cup. That was his first England game at Wembley. This was his first proper tournament game. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah. So getting back to yesterday, Gary, the stadium was half full, but you said the atmosphere and the noise the England fans made, it sounded like it was full. Now, obviously, I watched the game on telly, which doesn't even compare. But can you explain what the atmosphere was like actually watching the game and seeing the goals going in?
It was a great. Got in the game an hour before the game started. The anthems come on. The atmosphere was building up. It was. I'll be honest with you. There was 1,000 German fans here. Obviously, must be all expats living in London, and they all in the corner. And fair play to them. They made it a good atmosphere. The flags were flying all the old game. Another thing is they stayed right to the. We stayed at the end. We was with the players' families right in the dugout, and the players came over to us at the end because obviously the families were in our section. And I looked round at the German fans, and the German fans were still there. We didn't leave till the players left the pitch, and the German fans were still in the stadium. So fair play to them. It didn't just too soft, I thought. I mean, a lot of people slate me probably for this, but I thought it was a bit disrespectful in the anthem.
I was going to say that to you, Gal. What do you think of that? Yeah. That was the bang out of order, wasn't it?
I thought it was out of order, Martin. Honestly,
yeah.
I thought it was...
Yeah, so did I.
I don't like it. I think it's disrespectful. I don't. Something might be done about it. To be honest with you, because you wouldn't like it, would you? We wouldn't like it.
No.
I know it happens, and I know we get racist abuse. Some of our players abroad. Some of these backing me on places are still living in the dark ages. I know that, but. I don't think it happened in Germany. I don't think it happened in Germany. You know what I mean? I think it's a bit disrespectful. I want to do it at all.
No,
you know what I mean?
I thought it was disrespectful. You're a bit of an authority on German football, Mr.
Clarke. Yeah. I've got a lot.
You love your German football, don't you?
Yeah, I go to FC Cologne. We've got a friendship with FC Cologne, and they come over. So I've got a lot of German friends. You know what I mean? We had a bit of banter yesterday on WhatsApp. You know what I mean? Friendly banter. So I always that for the results. To be honest with you, you know what I mean.
And I said to Matt yesterday on our podcast, I think we showed no fear against the Germans because a lot of the team play in the Premiership, don't they? Like the Chelsea couple.
I'll tell you, the first 20 minutes I was a bit worried because they come out all guns blazing and they took the game to us. Pickford made that save. I thought if they'd have got one early doors, it could have been a different. Steadily, we started changing the tactics a little bit and started getting older midfield after 20 minutes and came back game. Then we had a good 20 minutes, and we were the better team before half time. Second half, we come out well. It was still 0-0, obviously, after an hour. And I turned around to my mate, Mark. I says, we're the better team here. I don't think we're going to lose this one. You know what I mean? And then we got the goal. When the goal went in, it was absolutely amazing. It was electric.
Okay,
when your boy, 11-year-old boy, jumps into your arms, that's worth every penny of last night.
Of course it is. That's memories, mate. And you can't buy them, can you? That's lovely.
Oh, Martin, honestly, he'll never forget that for life. He was part of history last night. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That's what I said to Matty last night. For us, who's watched the 66 World Cup, the 71 in Mexico, the failures of the team and disappointing the nation with the results. For young people like Matty, who's with us now, it is history for them. And they've seen history and they've enjoyed it more than us old gits who
that's right,
disappointment over the years. Right. You know what I mean?
We've probably still got the fear factor. You know what I mean? Because we've had all the bad results. We've been there, been to Turin, Italia 90. We've been to semi-finals, penalties. You know, and it's still in the back of your mind. But this England team, the same. The kids, they've got no fear factor, like you said, Martin.
No.
The ball game. Getting that result last night, we've changed this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
Hopefully, we can kick on from here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
how do you see Saturday's game going, Gary?
I think it's going to be hard. It's definitely going to be hard. I'm pleased we're playing Ukraine instead of Sweden because I think if Sweden got that player sent off last night, you know, they're a good side now, Sweden, and they're playing. They're more of a British game, more a bit like the Scotland game, where it would have been more of a battle. But I think playing the Ukraine, we can probably play our football against them. You know what I mean? They're a decent side. You can't take them for granted. And we're going to Rome as well. You know, we've been comfortable at Wembley, but we haven't conceded a goal yet. You know,
no.
I'll tell you what, we played well last night. It was our Manchester United centre half. He was like a brick wall.
Maguire, he done well, hasn't it?
Yeah, it was like a brick wall. He just went for everything. He won everything. You know what I mean?
This is a question to both of you. Who do you think that the top team is left in it, Martin? Who's favourites now? Is it us or another team?
I would say Spain.
Spain's your favourite.
They ain't got in. I think not my favourites. I like Spanish football, but they ain't got into gear yet. They're nicking results, and that's the sort of thing the Germans and the Italians have done in tournaments. They're just getting going, a bit of momentum. The Spanish. So I fancy. I'd love to see us win it. Don't get me wrong. I'm proud to support England. You know what I mean. But I think Spain, they've got more technically gifted players than us, haven't we? We need to play what Gary was saying, a British type of football, get the crowd behind us. We'll be at home if we get to the final and play Spain. But I do like Spain. I think they've got technically more gifted players. And they're more comfortable on the ball, aren't they, the Spanish? That's the way I see it anyway.
Who's your top team, Gary? Who's left in it that you really fear? England have got to play everybody if they want to win it. But, who's your favourite from England?
I've been impressed with Italy so far.
Yeah, so have I.
Like Martin, Spain started off slowly. They're getting into gear now. I watched that Croatia game the other night, and I tell you what, Spain would think we were 3-1 up, and Croatia come back to 3-3, protected to extra time. They had a couple of chances early doors in extra time, and then Spain got a goal against the run of play, and that would end the story. But I fancy Italy, but then they got their side of the group. They're going to draw Belgium, aren't they? Belgium as well. You got Italy, Spain, and Belgium. I don't think you can really separate them much, to be honest.
No, that's true. Yeah, they're all good. Yeah,
between them, I don't think there's much between them three, and they're on the other side of the draw to us. Denmark are dark horse, and I've been told by a Danish lad, watch out for us because we've got the best team since '92, and we're going to go all the way. They're our side of the draw. If we can win on Saturday, which I think we will, then I think we're going to end up playing the Danes. I still think we beat the Danes, and I think we can get to the final. But we're going to play one of the big three in the final.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
But then we've got nothing to fear with them, really, have we?
No, we've got nothing to fear. If we get to Wembley, the final at Wembley, we're going to play one of them big three. I don't think there's difference between the three, like we just said, Martin, Italy, Spain, and Belgium. You can't separate them really.
No,
and we're going to get one of them, and we're going to be at Wembley. I don't know what's the capacity. Is it going to go up? The capacity for the final? Is it? It will be, won't it? It's going to go up to 90,000.
I would have thought so. Yeah, I think there'll be more 60,000.
Yeah, well, even if it's 60,000, we're going to have 50,000 English behind us. You know, what's it be like then? You know what I mean?
But what I'm saying is, there's going to be that whether it's Belgium, Italy, or Spain, we know a lot of the Spanish have played in the Premiership, who we know. A lot of the Italians have and still are, and a lot of the Belgians have had Premiership experience. So we know really how they play, don't we? You know, so we've got nothing to fear in that respect.
Nothing, and we're all kids, and they've got no, like you say, they've got no fear. These kids are playing at the top level. They're playing at Manchester City, playing in Germany. You know, and our bench now, we've got a bench that can change the game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Grealish.
No, if you don't pick Grealish, that bench he's got last night, Bellingham, Grealish, and Foden, they can come on and change the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Mason Mount as well.
I was going to ask you, Gary, as you was watching the game, who impressed you?
Well, you got Jack came on. He changed it, didn't it? I mean, we held his own throughout the game. There was two good teams there last night. I don't care what I've been listening to the radio today. People are slagging off Germany. They're raging. They passed it. They were a good side. There was a good side last night. They had a couple of chances. Another night they would have been buried. That one where it went to Muller right near the end. My heart was in my mouth. It could have gone either way. Till Jack come on. You know what I mean? And I tell you who did impress me, the left back, sure, he was fantastic. And the centre half, Maguire. The defence was, you know, they made a couple of boobs near the end. Muller could have took advantage, which he didn't. And the whole team was good last night. To be honest with you, I thought they all played the part. Shaw was great at the back, you know.
Because on our podcast, Martin, we've not rated Shaw, have we?
Yeah,
no, I think he had a good game last night. As Gary said, I think he upped his game last night. He was getting forward. Whether he was under instruction in the first three games not to get forward so much, because that's his game at Man United, getting forward, getting crosses.
Well, he did last night.
He did last night. It was like they took the handbrake off last night, Gal. You know what I mean? They was allowed to express themselves, weren't they?
Yeah. I thought, second half we were great.
Yeah, and he did look good. Shaw did look good going forward. He was playing his game. He plays at United, whereas before he wasn't. So, and as you say about Maguire, he was a rock in the defence.
No, he was a rock. Yeah, he was a rock, mate. Yeah, nothing was getting past him last night.
But I was going to say, the BBC commentator or the ITV commentator was saying Maguire is heading everything away, and then he added, with an head that big, he's entitled to head everything away, which I thought was, you would have heard of it. If that's what he said, it was quite funny.
We were
He's got a fair old nut on him, hasn't he, on Maguire, isn't it?
Yeah, he added one. He had one clearance to weigh. I think it went nearly enough the full length of the pitch. You know what I mean? we turned round.
Big old head on him. Boom. Yeah.
He's got a nut, hasn't he? Yeah.
I thought I wouldn't fancy getting a headbutt off that bloke. You know what I
mean? Yeah. Definitely.
So Harry Kane obviously scored the second goal. Do you think he's going to kick on now? Do you think that is the kick he needed? Because he hasn't had a good tournament, has he?
No, he has. He hasn't really been in it, and he wasn't really in it in the first half last night. To be honest with you, he had that half a chance, but I mean, normally once they get that goal, don't they? We've had it before, haven't we, with Lineker? You know, in the past, it takes a problem to kick in. Once they get that first goal, you know, hopefully he'll come on now and get a few. You know what I mean? I'd rather start off slowly and finish stronger, not like the last work in the World Cup when he got about 6 goals in the first couple of games, and then
that's right. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So, do you think he's carrying an injury, Gal, or he's bothered about being a transfer?
Well, yeah, I mean, I thought that last night. You know, he don't look his usual sharp self, does he? You know what I mean? Even them qualifying games, he hasn't looked his usual self, has he? I thought that he hasn't at all.
Because we said on our podcast, we said maybe it's the way England play, that they don't play to Harry Kane's strengths.
His strengths.
Because Harry Kane can hold the ball best with his back to goal.
He sort of draws everyone away from Sterling, doesn't he? And that's Sterling. So he probably the way they play. He takes the pressure off Sterling, doesn't he? He does a lot off the ball sort of thing, and then Sterling gets in behind, doesn't he? So it possibly is the way we. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, I'd like to see Calvin Lewin given a chance as well from Everton because he's quick, he's direct, he's got a good goal scoring record this season in the Premiership. Maybe if Kane's out of sorts for this next game, then bring Calvin Lewin on.
You've also got Rashford. Rashford's no mug, is he? You know what I mean?
No. He's ain't had a good season though, has he? He's not had a good season at United, Rashford, has he? He's too busy delivering school dinners, isn't he? He's been too busy delivering dinners. Driving that van's fucked him.
Probably true.
I've got a question for you, Gary, because we spoke about it on our podcast about your man Grealish that come on and changed the game. Do you think he's better off the bench than if they was to start him?
Well, I was listening to Five Live today, and it was on about the same question, really. Right. I mean, it's a bit of a dilemma. A lot of fans are screaming for it to start. Gareth got it spot on last night. I think we sort of, with an Asian German team, we wear him down, and then Grealish comes on with half an hour to go, and then he's got freedom to run at people, and they're a bit tired. Is it a good tactic? Do that, it worked well last night. Sometimes, I wanted him to start against Scotland because I knew it was going to be a typical British game, and I thought, we ain't going to create too much against Scotland because they're going to be up for it. And I thought a player Grealish in that sort of game could open them up. But I like him. He's a great player. When we come up against, hopefully we come up against the Italy's in the final, the Belgians, I think that's when you're going to see him shine. I think he's a bit like Gascoigne, like Italian mindset. This could be his tournament. Gaza. There was a woman and iron about Gaza, wasn't there, in the build up to Italian. He got his chance and he took it. I think Grealish is going to get his chance at some point in this tournament, and I think it could end up being his tournament. You know what I mean? He could end up being a star player in the final.
Hopefully, I like Grealish. I like his attitude. He's a good player. I loved him. I think I'd love him at Chelsea. I'd give 100 million for him. As I said last night, I think he's a great player.
Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah. And I think he will get his chance, and I think you'll see him shine in this tournament at some stage. This could be the making of him. You know what I mean? All set for him. The stage is set for him. So.
Do you think Southgate's got to throw a bit of caution to play Grealish and Foden together or something like that? Or
got to at some point, mate. I think he's got to at some point, because if we're going to win it, he's got to do that. If we're going to win it, he's got to do it.
Yeah. Totally agree.
We've talked about this tactic on our podcast, haven't we, Martin? About this passing to side and backwards. We need players that's going to kick on.
You're right, and the Fodens and the Grealishes are going to do that. So at some point, he's got to unleash them. If we're going to win it, he's got to do it.
Yeah, definitely. And maybe throw Mason Mount in now.
Yeah, he's great.
He's brilliant. On his day, he can win the game on his own. He's that good. Mason Mount.
He's spoiled for riches. This England team, these kids. These are the best, probably England have ever had since bloody '66, haven't they? You know what I mean?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Really good, strong bench, which is something England haven't had in the past. They've had a good first 11, but he's got a lot of choices ahead of him, a lot of headaches, I think. Like you said, got to play Foden at some point.
That's right. And this is why he's getting paid brilliant money. I mean, I like Gareth Southgate. Don't get me wrong; he gets a bit of flack. I do like him. He's an international manager, and like I said, I don't think he'll ever come to club football. I think he's an England man through and through. And myself,
interesting opinion, because Martin, you don't really rate him, do you?
Well, I think he's too cautious. That's my only view of him.
I agree with you on that. I'm not disagreeing on that, Martin. I won't disagree with that.
Listen, you had the best manager at your club, Forest, ever never got the England job, Brian Clough.
Yeah,
the whole country wanted him, but the FA wouldn't take the chance on him because he was such a maverick and he spoke his mind. Southgate's in there, complete opposite to Brian Clough.
He's a typical FA man, mate. He's a
exactly.
Ron Green.
Yeah,
Ron Green. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a,
but there's no one else out there, Gal, is there? You can't go foreign again. We've tried that. Who else Who else is there you could use? You know, as the England manager besides Southgate, there ain't a lot of choices.
Good question. Yeah, who is out there? Who would you choose if you had to? Who would you choose?
Well, I mean, I did want Mourinho a few years back. You know, when I thought he was going to get it, I did want him to get the England job.
Yeah.
Not much nowadays. Obviously, he's gone off the boil. Obviously, didn't a lot out there. Is Eddie Howe, isn't there?
He's been touted for the job, Eddie Howe, hasn't he? But, you know,
he's a good English young kid manager and a young manager. There ain't a lot. Southgate's come through the ranks and he's come through the FA ranks. He's been with these kids for years, and said these kids have won things at youth level, aren't they? They're used to winning stuff.
Yeah. But you look at his right-hand man, Gareth Southgate. Steve Holland, who was at Chelsea, brilliant tactician. He's got a good man by his side there who can advise him. And
well, you wouldn't have seen it on the TV. After about 10 minutes, he come down. So Gareth went in the stands to have a chat, and he'd seen it was all going wrong, and he had a word, and that's when they started getting it together. You know what I mean?
And he's a great coach. He was fantastic at Chelsea, Steve Holland.
You could see it,
He's a very clever man. He knows tactics inside out, and he's done it at the highest level.
I think it was him last night that got it switched around and started getting it back. Back at us. You know what I mean?
But as we said,
I was actually sat just behind the dugout last night.
But if we weren't Southgate, as we said, there's not a lot of choice out there, is there? You know, us three are struggling.
I wouldn't go down the foreign road again. You know, not
would I. No.
We've tried it, like you said. We've had umpteen of them. I wouldn't do it again. No, I'd stick with it with or English managers from now on. You know.
Yeah.
I think if we'd have got beat last night, I think everyone would have been calling for Southgate's head, and I don't know whether they don't.
Okay, gentlemen. Sorry, the final whistle is upon us. So we'll have to call it full time.
And we got first time
back. No extra time.
Fucking final whistle. Extra time, Gal. Penalties. We've got
penalties. Yeah.
There's my
boy. That's been extra time. Hello, mate.
You all right, mate?
There you are. Right. Good game.
Yeah. How are you? Did you enjoy it last night? Yeah?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Oh, good. Your dad looked after you there.
You're going to be on the podcast, mate. All right, so this has been Euro Podcast Extra Time with Gary Boatsy Clarke and Martin King. There will be an episode coming up Saturday, and there will be more videos coming from UK Casual soon.